How does
Give it
that
a little.
work?
I don't know. That was weird.
Yeah. Huh. Hey, welcome
What's
back.
up, man? How you doing? It's been a long time, brother.
Yeah, I know. Well, let's do the official intro. Welcome back to another episode of City Refs, the unofficial officials. I'm your boy Mondo, and of course we got Varsity Dan. What's up, my man? Let's get a little
How's it
cheers
going,
here.
brother? It's been a while.
It's been a minute, man. A lot been going on. I mean, obviously you have what, 3 months? How old's your
Two
kid now?
month old.
2 month old, yeah. And I
Yeah,
just had a baby turn 1, so
yeah, man. Beautiful thing having kids. Let me tell you, it's a lot of work,
oh yeah,
but happy to do it.
absolutely. But we jump right in because there's been a lot been going on. I felt like we haven't had a legit episode in like 3 months.
Yeah, so we gotta kind of use a little bit of everything and kind of catch up on what we've been, because we've been a part of everything pretty much. We
Yeah,
just
we've been
haven't.
there.
We if you follow our short form content and our social medias, you'll see that we've been everywhere, done everything. However, the podcast's been a little bit neglected, which we need to change.
Oh yeah, absolutely. But we'll talk about the League's Cup because we won't get into everything, but we'll talk about like the fan experience and what we thought about it. Right.
Definitely. Yeah.
So, what do you think about like the atmosphere only from like the intros, like what the club could do? Because obviously it's a little bit different, and I bet there's like limitations that the club can perform, like the smoke, the lights, and all that.
Yeah, so it's really tough because the Leagues Cup, the way they did the tournament is basically both teams are away teams. So it's supposed to be a neutral site thing. So it is really weird the way they did all the introductions for players, and like the first Leagues Cup match, they didn't even have smoke for goals or
Well,
nothing.
and it was pouring down raining.
It did rain its butt off, which caused the scanners in the stadium to not work. So a lot of people actually got into that game. Their tickets never got scanned. I'm not saying mine didn't, but let's just say a lot of people's tickets did not get scanned.
Yeah, so I will say the the intros, the atmosphere that they create before the game even starts, like at a regular season at City Park, is amazing. 10 out of
Yeah,
10. I felt
100%.
like the League's Cup intros and how that all was like, I don't know, man, maybe like a 2. I don't
It
know.
seemed amateur.
Yeah.
You,
Yeah, man.
I hate to compare it to something, but it felt like the Open Cup stuff. Like when I went to that Open Cup match last year,
Yeah.
that's what it felt like.
Yeah, it was definitely lacking, but I don't know. It was tough. I will say the first League's Cup match against Dallas, like I brought my wife and she brought her college friend that has never been to a game. She lives in Boston. Um, we still had a phenomenal time. It was still great.
Oh, absolutely. The fan experience was still, great. Especially since we weren't actually playing a Liga MX team. We had to play another MLS team. I
Hmm.
thought it was going to be down in the dumps, but honestly, it wasn't too bad at all.
Yeah, I mean, for one, it was pouring down raining. Like
Hmm.
everyone was cold, but I mean,
Drenched.
it adds to it, man. It adds to the storyline. It adds to the excitement. Like it was wild.
The game itself wasn't all that memorable, but the experience is something that we can talk about, to this day. Because honestly, like if you don't have something like that happen in a game like that, now it was great to get a win,
Yeah,
but
absolutely.
the experience itself was all
Yeah.
made by the conditions and everything else around the game too.
Yeah, I mean, you got like cold or something. You changed into your Cardinals jersey because that's where you were at, right? Before
Yeah,
the
so
game.
my wife and I were at the Cardinals game, and I left her and the kid there, and went over to City Park. So they were at the Cardinals game in a rain delay while we were getting drenched in line to get into City Park.
Yeah.
So I don't know, maybe they won
Which
that one.
and on that, so we were throwing back beers, sitting
Yeah,
in the pouring rain, and we're like, dude, we got to go to the bathroom. We got to get in. And then all the scanners were down for like
yeah.
what, 15 minutes?
Well, yeah. I mean, honestly, and they could have been longer than that. It was 15 minutes, and then they're finally like, "All right, just let everybody in," type of deal.
Oh man, that
And
was tough. I was like, this league's. I was like, obviously the boycott's going on. Supporter groups weren't there, and I was like, this is not a good way to start this tournament, man.
no, it definitely wasn't. Especially like we had somebody there who had first game ever, right?
Yeah.
not exactly the experience that you want them to, have. But at the end of the day, she had a blast, and the food was still great, the atmosphere was still good, and the game itself, you win. It's always a dub.
Yeah, exactly. I wanted to touch base on that because I won't get too much into the boycott because people have their reasons. Obviously, it's been all over. All right,
Yeah,
like it's beating a dead horse there.
yeah,
But it's like we're going knowing there's not going to be instruments. There's not going to be organized chanting. So like we already expected that.
yeah.
So but we're not going to let that affect us having a good time with friends and family.
Right.
So like I mean, and me and you, we could go anywhere. It could be dead quiet and we're having a good time.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, yeah. So I mean, we were being loud. We were going. I mean, there's chanting over here. There's chanting over here. It was all disorganized. But
Unsynchronized. It was,
yeah, but
but
who
you know what?
cares? Like,
It was a little something interesting that I really did like. And nothing against. I love the atmosphere when it's rocking. Like that's what
100%.
really drew me
Yeah,
in. After last year, something I had never experienced. The atmosphere that the supporter groups create is unbelievable. Shout out to them. They've done a great
yeah,
job. Fleur de Noise, amazing. But something that was a little bit different was like the ebbs and flows of the game. That's how the crowd reacted
yeah.
when great things happen. Boom, you would get this spark, and then you would have a lull, and you could hear people talking. 5, 6 people down, you could hear them talking. It got so quiet at some
Right.
point, but
Yeah.
then it would just boom, something would happen, and the energy would just come right back in. So that was something pretty cool. I mean, something that I enjoyed, and the experience was different. Not not terrible.
Right. Yeah, I agree. And what was awesome too is like the players heard us. Like we could yell, and
Yeah.
they could straight up hear us and turn around and like talking trash. Like I mean, because
we
there was a pretty intense moment.
Yeah, we've never had so many of the other people's or the other team's players acknowledge us like directly
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
it was so quiet, especially like in the pregame. Usually the chants are going from the time people get into the stands
Right. Yeah. Getting
till
wild.
the end. Not during these games. So the goalkeepers and the coaches and everybody could hear as clear as day. The refs, I mean everybody. It was crazy.
Oh yeah, it was absolutely awesome. So I mean, like we said, to reiterate, different, but doesn't mean it was bad.
Agree.
Yeah. So, but we did miss a huge part that was different because of Leagues Cup. We'll back it up just a little bit. Uh, the player entrance through Lou Fuse Plaza.
Oh yeah, that was new. Pretty cool.
That was awesome. It was dope. I mean,
Yeah.
the first game, like no one was there. It's pouring down
Yeah.
raining. Got a spot early. It was dope. The second game, it was packed. I mean, like around that area, like it was packed.
I would love to see that during the regular season game to see what it would look like. Now, obviously, I guess with the way things are done, it might not be possible, for
Yeah.
player introductions and whatnot. But I will say, shout out to the city park employee who came up with that idea. That guy needs a raise because that was awesome.
Yeah,
Someone
or
would stop
girl.
to sign autographs real quick before the game. I mean, it's like it's access like you
Yeah,
don't have anywhere else. You're not going to see it at an NFL game. You're not going to see that at a major league game unless you have like
for
special
free.
VIP tickets.
Right.
Like even for the
Yeah.
Blues, like we've done something similar where you get to meet the players like before or after the game, but like it's like another. It costs significantly more than a regular ticket. So to get that kind of access
Yeah.
to the players, like we always do before and after games, City Park, pretty amazing.
Yeah. I mean, I thought that was so dope because, like you said, a lot of the new guys were there for the playing for the first time.
Yeah, the
So we
German
got to see them.
invasion.
Yeah. So I mean, it was pretty dope. A lot of people like I would say Hartle. Like, would you say that's our biggest signing?
On paper, I would say he's our biggest signing.
Well, out of this transfer window.
Yes, on paper he's the biggest signing, but I think Cedric's stolen a little bit of his thunder. I think he's
I know. I
looked
was
the
gonna
best
say,
in my opinion.
well, Hartle, you can see the magic there,
Oh
man. You
no,
can see
definitely.
like the way he changes the game. It's amazing.
He's
Toy Shirt though, the way he interacts, I feel like Hartle's a little bit more reserved,
yeah,
which is completely
yep.
fine. Like anytime a fan asked for something, he like signed it, took a picture. But like Toy Shirt comes with that flair,
He's got
dude.
some
Like,
swag. He's got some
yeah,
swagger
dude,
to
it's
him for
crazy.
sure. And these guys have completely changed the way the team looks offensively and even defensively. Like it almost looks like
Oh yeah,
they're gonna move out of this system a little bit and play a little bit more possession and be a little more creative and maybe hold the ball in different areas like we hadn't seen. The way they're progressing the ball is way different. We didn't
yeah. I
see a
feel
whole
like
lot of long balls like we were seeing.
right. I
I'm
feel like
loving it.
Leuven's a little bit more. Yeah, Leuven's a little bit more composed. Like he could take his time, like figure out what he's gonna do. Like before, he was like,
Yeah,
screw it, sending it.
the
But it's
quality
crazy.
is very apparent. I will say that
Quality, baby.
the quality is
Quality.
apparent for sure.
Yeah.
And I will
That's
say I was a bit of a doubter and a bit of a hater on the whole Bundesliga 2 thing, because in the transfer window, somebody posted on social media that they gave St. Louis City like kind of like a lower grade,
yeah.
where a lot of the fans from St. Louis thought, you know, a window, you know, they did great during this window, but then
Well, the thing is, like, we saw the quality. Like, we witnessed like what they could do. Like, if they would have put out those grades like before they even played a game, you're like, all right, whatever. We don't know. But like, we saw what they could do. Like, that's the
but
only
then
thing that's
like they're
crazy.
comparing it to like some of the signings in LA, which is like they're
Yeah.
just it's not going to happen for us like that. With losing Marco Royce to LA Galaxy, big shocker. You know, big name wants to go be on the coast. Let him go.
Yeah.
The
Mm-hmm.
guy LAFC signed, Giroud.
Yep.
Huge name. He's not coming to St. Louis. Like those guys from those first divisions that are retiring basically.
Yeah.
They want to go somewhere nice. They've played their entire career. But these young guys, or at least these semi young guys that have been cutting their teeth down in the Bundesliga too, they're going to come here and they want to build a name for themselves because they've seen that it does work to get back to Europe or even just to be here, establish themselves in America, and make a name for themselves in this league, which is very possible. And these guys that they've brought over have the opportunity to
Yeah.
do that.
Yeah. I agree 100%. And then, like on that, our boy, Matty Casey, got to get some access and got to go talk to these guys behind the scenes and the post press conference.
Yeah,
So we'll stop real quick. We'll show a couple clips that he was able to get because I mean he was right
yeah,
there, and then we'll come back in here in a second.
Every day, every week, we play better and better. Also in the training, it feels better and better every day. So I think today was a huge performance from the team. Yeah, I love it. I love the guy Leuven. I love the player Leuven. I think everybody in this club love Edo. So yeah, he's very important on the pitch, outside of the pitch. Yeah, it's a great guy.
Scored the goal in the end. So now the League Cups is we have a lot of new guys they are here, and so we are a bit like a new team. And yeah, the last 3 games actually we do it actually very well. So we have to continue on it, and now we have focused on the League Cup, and after the League Cup we can watch again to the regular season.
Yeah, so shout out to my boy Matty. That was sick that he got that access, and thanks for sharing that with us. That was pretty dope. Hearing Seti talk about Leuven, talking about Cello, doing his thing, and the goal and whatnot. Like that was pretty sick. What do you think?
yeah, man, pretty incredible to build these relationships with all these people and see what they're obtaining and the hard work that they're putting in. It's awesome. It really is. Like just seeing everybody kind of growing together. It's a community with us on the social media space and the media. So you know, more power
Yeah,
to.
and I got to give another shout out because he reached out to me and he was like, "Yeah, I forgot how he got his credentials, but he was at the All-Star game, like getting all this amazing footage. Like we'll put his Insta and his links on here. Like go check him out. Like hopefully RSL give the man a job, brother. Give the man a job. Dude's putting in the work. He deserves it.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, but moving on, still talking about the Leagues Cup. Obviously, it's not the way we wanted it to end, but dude, what a crazy run. What an absolutely crazy run. Like that America game was unexpected, full of excitement. Like, dude, I'm pumped for the regular season, like after watching that game.
Yeah, honestly, you know, Club America, if people don't know, it's Liga MX, it's one of the giants or the giant of Liga MX. You know, incredible history, a lot of money, so they have a lot of quality on that team. And they don't have the roster restrictions that we do. So, much deeper roster. Last time they were in City Park, they absolutely waxed us. What was the score? Four
For
nothing.
nothing.
Yeah, so we had never even scored on them. So to be at a neutral site away, which our away record, I don't know if we've won an away game yet.
We haven't. I think it was like crazy
Yeah,
amount
so
of time
I think it's
that I
like
saw.
20 losses away or something straight, something crazy. But
Or some ties too.
okay, so MLS is, you know, aways are tough, and we're going all the way to LA to play the biggest team in CONCACAF. To take them deep and make them, you know, drag them into deep water, and you know, ultimately they come out on top. But man, they were.
I mean,
they had to work for it.
Yeah, we were looking good. I mean, honestly, if you think about it, the handball, whatever, it's a handball, whatever. Like that's just so unlucky, like
I
so
will
unlucky.
say,
and then
that handball does not get called 9 times out of 10.
I would be like, he wasn't around anybody. Like it wasn't like he killed the play.
And it was like
It's just
it was a deflection
like, that's ridiculous,
that
man.
hit his hand. So it's like typically if it hits a body and then hits your hand, like the way I've seen them interpret this now is it's not a handball.
Yeah, but I feel like he had another one earlier in the game, and it's like how many,
I will say,
you know, that
one
didn't
previous,
get called. It's like
one
whatever. It's
previous
gonna
looked
get
more
called.
like a handball than that one, but they VAR'd it and come back as a shoulder. So it's like, I don't know.
Shocked me a
I don't
little
know.
bit.
So I get where, you know, they try. Overall, the problem is this team always wins this way. So you get so like days later in Mexico, they were still talking about St. Louis City and how they took it to America, and America had to get bailed out by the refs again by a penalty. You know,
it was like a Cinderella story, man. That, you know, unfortunately ended. But like, dude, I'm hyped up. Like if we beat Portland on Saturday, and somehow, dude, honestly, we might have a good chance of beating LA. Like I don't even know if Royce is going to be ready to play by the time, you know, we're going.
He's been on holiday, so
but
he might not be.
Yeah, so he might not even be ready.
No.
I mean, we're looking pretty. If we beat Galaxy, we're making playoffs, bro.
If
we beat Galaxy, we're making playoffs.
That's a massive team. That's going to be probably match of the second half, in my opinion. Like that, we win that, like you said, we have a shot. But that's going to be the
even if we lose, we can lose to LA Galaxy and LAFC, but we have to win every other game. But so if we win, like if we beat one of these big teams, like there's a chance we might win.
There's
this
a lot
thing,
of
man.
great games coming up. Is all I know. Because we have KC's coming to town.
Oh, that's gonna be phenomenal. We'll talk about KC in a separate episode.
Yeah, we'll get to that. But
yeah,
staying on Leagues Cup.
We have a lot of good
staying
games
on Leagues
coming
Cup.
up.
We got to stay on topic.
Oh yeah, that's what's crazy. If you haven't talked for like 3 months, like
there's
on an episode,
so much
like everything
going on. Yeah.
Yeah, but we got some surprises coming up, man. We got a few guests that might surprise you, and we have a few events that are coming up that'll be really fun.
Definitely. Stay tuned. Check us out on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. Obviously here on YouTube. If you haven't, subscribe. Hit the little notification and hit all, so that way you're alerted whenever we post a video. Because like Mondo said, we got a lot of cool stuff coming up, and one of the interviews we have coming up, you're going to want to listen. So just know.
Oh, 100%.
We got a very good interview coming up. That's all we'll say for now until it's 100%. We don't want to jinx it. But they reached out to us. So.
Yep, I agree. So I will say this too, like before we wrap up, overall Leagues Cup experience, what do you rate it? Like, what are your final thoughts?
I had a lot of fun. Mexican, American, initially only followed Liga MX up until, like I said, last year was my first season actually following MLS, following a team. So I loved it. The Juarez game, which I'll touch on a little bit. I know we're gonna try to wrap it up to keep these a little short, but the Juarez game was amazing. Like, despite
Oh
being
yeah,
so far away from the border, there was a great Juarez turnout, and they had their own little supporter section over there in the corner. And unfortunately, because we didn't
that
have
was
our
pretty
supporter
sick.
section, you could actually hear them from the north end at some points during the game.
Yeah.
But overall, great
Oh,
game,
yeah.
fun. Mexican Liga MX fans, they come out, they enjoy their team, and to see that passion. I mean, to me, the atmosphere has a little bit of a different feel, uh, just based on the people that are there. A lot more Latinos, which is A
Yeah.
plus, and hopefully we can convert some of those guys into City fans. And I think,
Right. Yeah.
despite all whatever people think, this is a form of growing the game, especially in St. Louis, especially in
Yeah.
these markets where the Latinos, they have their Liga MX team, but they can also, we need to, show them that they can also support here, because these people are a part of this community also. So it's like, hey, you can
Yeah.
also support a Liga or MLS team. So hopefully we get some of those people
Right.
coming back,
Until they play
and
your
they can
team.
join
Yeah.
Santos and make the experience even better for everybody. So I'm
Yeah.
gonna
I
give
agree
it
with that. Like for
8 out of 10.
8 out of 10. That's
Yeah,
pretty
I had
good.
a
I will say, like, yeah, I had a great time. Obviously, like I always have a great time, like with you, and we're bringing people, that haven't been there before. They had a blast, and quite a few people we got to see. Like we got to walk around the stadium, like because it wasn't as packed, and got to talk to a ton of new fans. We made the Tim Parker, goodbye video, which was awesome. He personally reached out to us, and said thank you. That was pretty dope of him to do. Um, Man, it was just so fun. Like we were able to run across the stadium for the Juarez PKs, bro. That's how I
and
knew
get
I'm
in
out of
front
shape, dude.
row,
I'm like,
which is
dude, I'm
crazy.
struggling. Yeah, and get back in the front row and watch those. And Hardo's PKs. That might be a whole separate episode
Just
too.
city in
Yeah,
general with
because
PKs, we're gonna have to talk to somebody over there. If
oh
they need a lesson,
yeah, man,
I've
it's
been
just it's
saying
crazy.
I consider myself a good PK taker, so I'll show
Yeah.
them a thing or two.
So yeah, another thing that made this tournament like epic, or watching the games epic, was, excuse me, when we went to the south end on the second half of the Portland
Ooh,
game and sat front row and watched all three goals on Portland on that side, and all the pictures. We were right there in yellow saying, "What's up,
yeah, was
baby?"
it Cedric? Yeah,
Yeah,
so
doing the
he
great.
runs over to the corner, which is right in front of where the bench warms up. That's gonna be coming into the game. So he runs over to hug them. We're standing directly behind them. So photographers are on the other
Yeah.
side by the actual bench. So they're shooting their pictures and video directly right where we're standing. So it was pretty funny. you
I'm screaming, "Where's my hug? I want
and
a
it just kept
hug!"
happening over and over. And that is a goated spot. So shout out to whoever
I
has
love that
season
spot,
tickets
dude.
right there in that corner. We want to go
Like,
there.
I'm sorry, like I love the supporter section, but like that's got to be my favorite spot of all time. We've had nothing but
Amazing
like
time. Yeah.
amazing times, like right there, like. And then like the city players warm up there, like the subs warm up there, so we're like talking to them, talking a little trash, whatever. Like it's
Yeah,
so
it's
fun.
just
I love
and the relationship we built, like they acknowledge, like, hey, like what's up, like what the hell you boys doing over here today? It is funny.
it. Yeah, dude, Akil, Nerwinski, and someone else. Yeah, they're like, dude, what are you doing over here? Like security guards were even saying that. Like, what the hell are you guys
Yeah, it's pretty
doing?
fun.
So that was pretty cool. I would say they need to do something about the intro, the player entrances, or like have more
Just
outside. Like you're doing all this branding, it's supposed to be a money grab.
yeah,
Do
I agree.
something, man. Like it's like bare
Yeah, I
bones
agree.
out
It
there.
felt almost rushed, even though we knew they were going to do it again this year.
Yeah,
It's like, man, just go all out. You know, the Latino community loves a party. Make it a party. There was no party.
right.
That's the thing.
There
For
was
all
no
the
party.
regular season games, parties everywhere. And I don't know if maybe because
Right. A lot of the
yeah,
supporters
right.
throw their own
But
parties and stuff.
the team or the league itself could have been like, hey, let's get a Hispanic concert going, dude. Put me in charge next year. I will double
Oh
your
my God.
attendance, no problem.
That's a bold statement, and I have complete
And I
faith
got the
in you, brother.
context. I got some my brother-in-law, his brother can get bands, whatever you need. We'll set up the stage.
his brother's
Hey,
brother.
I know somebody. I got
sister.
cousins. I got brothers. Hey, we'll set up the stage. We'll get the artists, and we'll bring the people. Just let us know.
100%. Like so, if I'm rating it before we wrap this up, I will say
Okay.
7 out of
That's
10,
good.
only because of that. Like, if it was like just personal experience, just going to a game, I would say 10
Yeah.
out of 10, just because it's about who you go with. It's about what you
I like
make your
that.
experience. Like, you can't go to a game and like expect other people to make you happy or enjoy the game. Like, you have to be, you got to put in some effort there.
I like
so.
that.
Yeah, I think it was a great time. I'm looking forward to it next year. Obviously, I hope things get sorted out, so
Yeah.
everybody's happy. Because at the end of the day, dude, I like Open Cup too.
I
I
loved
like going
Open
to those
Cup.
games.
That was the first game I was able to
yeah,
bring the whole
so
family to. It was very affordable
right.
for once. Last year it was the only time last year it was affordable.
Yeah, I'm gonna change mine to 5 out of 10 because they need to fix the pricing on those tickets, man.
You know what? I'm bringing mine down to a 6 out of 10 because of the pricing. I totally forgot about that. So we were also kind of a part of the boycott, and we did.
Well, we won't say we're part of the boycott.
Well,
but we did pass.
We did our part and pass on the allocation
Opting
for
out of
season
our tickets. Yeah.
But honestly, great freaking business decision because those people lost their butt on Leagues Cup. If you kept
Tons
their
of money.
ticket, those tickets were going for half of face value.
Bro, I would have probably lost like $300, $400. I would have lost.
Easy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was terrible.
Insane.
The pricing priced everyone out.
Yep.
And that's a problem.
And that's the thing. It's like, yeah, it's not a regular season game. A lot of people that haven't been there before, like, that's your chance to get them in the door, show them the experience, show them what they're missing, make them fall in love with the game. There's a huge opportunity missed. But on that note, the Leagues Cup is a great time. I can't wait to look forward to it next year. Hopefully they, make some adjustments, lower some pricing, and, we'll go from there. But, yeah. Till next time, brother.
All right, man. It's good to see you. And let's not let it be another 3 months, huh?
yeah.